my name is Mariama, and I'm a UTSA student. I've been here for 5 years. I'm graduating this December 2013. I'm excited. My major is interdisciplinary studies, and a minor in African American studies, which is basically education, bachelor's. The reason why we're making this video is to inform other students who are interested in coming to UTSA, as far as like incoming freshmen and transfers from university or junior college or community college.
Okay, Mariama, what made you choose UTSA?
The reason why I chose UTSA is because I had a sister who was already going here, and then I had a family member who lived there already. But when I applied to all the colleges that I wanted to go to, UTSA was the first to actually accept me. So I was like, yay! And plus, UTSA, it was a UT school, so I was like excited about that too. And plus, they gave me good financial aid as well. So that was another reason why I chose to come here. And it wasn't too far from home. I'm from Houston, so it was only like a 2.5-hour drive. So I basically wanted to be like more independent and to grow up, flower on my own. Basically, that's why I chose to come here.
Okay, and how was your first year's experience here?
My first year at UTSA, I really didn't have that freshman experience because I didn't live on campus. I lived with my sister, so I commuted to school. So it was really hard for me to get to know people. I knew people from high school that came here, but as far as like meeting new people, I met people through friends or people in class. But I wasn't that social in class. I mean, but I can talk. But freshman year, you're all like, worried about what people have to think of, what people will say about you. So I was kind of like shut off a little bit. But I made friends. I enjoyed my freshman year. But I went to Houston a lot to visit my friends. So I did have a good college experience, but it wasn't at UTSA because I wasn't really here because I always commuted. And also, I had work study, so I worked on campus. I worked at the cafe for a little bit. So that was also another thing. And like I said, financial aid that I got here at UTSA was pretty good. So usually when you come to college, you usually apply at Apply Texas to go to the school, and then you also apply at FAFSA to get like financial aid to see what you're going to get rewarded. So that's another thing you have to look out for as being a freshman coming to any university. You have to apply to a school, and after you get accepted, also do your FAFSA and to see how you're going to get awarded for that school. And then that's how I chose to come here because, I picked other schools, but UTSA gave me the best award as far as money goes. So.
Okay. So how did you endure your financial aspects of college?
Like I said, I had work study, so I worked, and then but that wasn't enough for me. I started working at the University Center, which I really enjoyed my first few years working there because I met like a lot of students through University Center, and the job was fun. We basically did events for school, like we set up all the stuff. So it's kind of like a hard work because we had to set up like stage pieces and all kinds of stuff, like chairs that were heavy. Like I'm kind of little, but I'm strong. So they had us doing all kinds of things for like events with like hair.
Good. Okay. So can you tell me how your financial aspects of college have been?
Okay, so like I said, even though UTSA didn't give me good award money, I still had to work. My parents couldn't support me, so I had to take out like loans, and I had grant scholarships, but still, I had things to pay for, housing and all that. It really adds up. Books are expensive, like super expensive. I learned my lesson my freshman year. I buy like books that cost like up to $500 total for all the things I need for school, and never again. So now I rent my books online at Check, or Amazon is my best friend. So I just buy books or I rent them. So yeah, you would definitely save a lot of money doing that. Be careful. Make sure you just when you have older friends, borrow books from them, or share books with friends. And just any way you can save money because college is very expensive. And also, like I said, it's very expensive. So I joined organizations which are not cheap because you have to pay like monthly dues, so or like a yearly due. So so I joined like organizations such as ASA, which is the African Students Association here at UTSA that I'm a part of. I've been a part of it for like 3 years. So I really enjoyed it because it's like a cultural organization, and you're like around people that you can basically have similar backgrounds with. and everybody that was in the organization I kind of knew from like high school, and I'm from Houston, because there's a lot of Africans in Houston. Also, I joined FSA, which is the Filipino Student Association, just to be more diverse and not to be in the same circle of people, you know. And then I also joined YME, which is a group one of my friends founded here at UTSA. And it stands for the Young and Misguided, which is an organization kind of like PALS, where you mentor younger children. You go to like these at-risk schools and talk to kids about going to school, like the importance of going to college and like how to better your life, basically. So we're talking to them about things like this, about financial aid and going to college and and making good grades while you're in high school to get into good schools and stay on the right path. So that's another thing. That's another joy about going to college, because you get to join organizations and get to meet people through these organizations and help younger people. And you have to pay for these things, so that's why I started also doing hair to support myself. So meeting these people through these organizations, I was able to network with them, and like I got to start doing other girls' hair around UTSA. And now I've basically come in here. I've known what I want to do in my life as far as like career-wise. Even though I'm here for a totally different thing, I'm planning on becoming a hairdresser and owning my own salon before I'm 30. So networking with people here at UTSA, finding out what I really like to do, and so I supported myself through doing hair like all the time. So, and I really enjoy it. So I've really learned and grown as a person and as a hairstylist.
Okay, and did you reach your goal while at UTSA?
Well, I really wanted to graduate in 4 years, but that didn't happen. So I've been here for 5 years, like I said. I changed my major after my freshman year, so that kind of helped me back. And I didn't go to summer school my freshman year. So going to summer school every summer is really, really, really good, because it helps you to graduate faster. And knowing what you want to do, like they do tell you that you don't have to worry about what you want to major in when you come to college, but it's easier when you already know. So for me, I thought I knew what I wanted to do, but I really didn't. So it kind of slowed me down with me not knowing what I want to do. And so
how did you reach your goal while at UTSA?
So I mean, now I'm happy because I'm graduating. So I'm really excited about that. And it's been a long journey. To me, I feel, even though it's been really short, but it just feels like I've been here forever. So I did reach my goal as far as graduating. Yeah, I mean, I reached my goal because I know what I want to do with my life. So I guess, in a sense, I think I've reached my goal. But, yeah.
Okay. And do you feel that you have grown mentally, physically, and spiritually?
Yeah, coming to college, I feel like everybody should go to college or some kind of a higher education, because you're never gonna have these 4 years or 5 years ever. You're young, it's your youth. This is your time. Like my teacher said, this is your time to be a thinker and to just educate yourself. So, and you can always go to school, but you never be able to go to school at this age frame. So I feel like coming here, I've grown a lot, because I'm not the same person I was when I came in. I've matured so much. I learned how to take care of myself. I've always kind of been like a person that was always independent. So I've become more independent. I've gotten my own car on my own while I was in school. So I feel like that's something I've mastered. What else have I done? I've done a lot of things. I mean, I've lived on my own. I paid my own like rent and bills and stuff like that. So I know how it is to be an adult, I guess, because I was kind of forced to grow up fast. And like most people, they come to school. Some people have parents that can support them financially, but I didn't have that luxury, which is okay, because I feel like without it, I wouldn't be who I am. I feel like I'm glad these things happened to me, because I went through a lot of things in college as far as financially, like physically, like with people around me becoming sick, and me just being sad from all of it and all the other stuff. But I've been through. I'm glad all those things happened to me, because it made me who I am today, and I'm matured a lot.
Okay, and would you do it all over again if you had the chance, and would you do anything differently?
Yeah, I'll definitely, if I had to do this all over again, I'll definitely go to college. I'll do it again. But since I already know what I want to do in my life, I feel like I would have went to community college first, so I would have saved more money and got out my prereqs and transferred to a university like UTSA. since I wanted to be a hairdresser, I think I would have went to school to become a hairdresser first, and then did the 2 years, or did like 2.5 or 2 years at a community college, and then get my master's in no, I'm sorry, my bachelor's in business, and but what I have right now, I feel like I can use it towards what I want to do with my life. So yeah, I still would have went to college if I had, if I had to do it over again, because I'm really glad I went through it. It's a great experience because you'll never have the experience again at this age. Mention UTSA's financial aid website. UTSA EDU financial aid. Basically, you should really check this out if you're thinking about coming to UTSA or transferring. And then it has workshops that you can go to so you can understand more things about financial aid, like as far as Pell Grants, subsidized loans, unsubsidized loans, all kinds of loans that you're going to be maybe having to take when you're going to school. So these workshops really help you, and they help you about after college, like how you're going to pay back your loans, which I'm going to have to go through in next month, and also like about scholarships and like how to apply for them and what scholarships are best for you. So like I said, this is one right here, and then also this is the financial aid brochure. It gives you all the quick facts about what the UTSA has to offer as far as financial aid and enrollment. So like if you're a military student, you're gonna have the GI Bill. That's also on here, the website. And also, yeah, just go to UTSA financial aid website, and you'll get a lot more of these information, because grants and loans and all that stuff are really hard to understand because there's so many different kinds out there. And so this is really gonna help you. Yeah.
Mariama, and how was your social life at UTSA?
Okay, like my social life freshman year, like with all freshmen, you party, you have fun. So I did, but I didn't really party that much at UTSA. Like I would go and travel to visit my best friends back in Houston or at Prairie View. So yeah, I partied there, but I'm not really a party person. I think I've really outgrown that, because when I did party, I wasn't doing like most other students that I knew. But as far as partying goes, be careful when you go to parties, especially with girls. If you drink alcohol, don't be drinking when you're a freshman. If you're not over the age of 21, you shouldn't drink alcohol. And personally, I don't drink at all. I don't have no desire for it. So I've never drunk. But if you're gonna drink, make sure that after you drink and you put your cup down, do not drink it again. Just leave it alone and move on, okay? Because a lot of girls have experienced, date rape drugs like rupees or however you pronounce it, which is basically you would get knocked out and people could take advantage of you. You don't want that experience, especially your freshman year or any time in your life. So just be careful when it comes to things like that at parties, and like make sure if you go to a party, always if you're drinking, to have a designated driver, or that people like to call it a DD. I always usually do designated driver since I didn't drink, but I prefer to hang out with people that can hold their liquor or know how to handle it, because it's really annoying when you have friends when you are around people who like to drink, and they just become other people and you have to babysit them. So I'm not really a big advocate of drinking or hanging out. Well, I can't say hanging out with people that drink, because I do, but I mean, it's something you can't really avoid in college. And also, I feel like in college you should join organizations and like clubs, because it really helps you out. You get to network and meet people that you never will encounter, and so they can help you in your career or in college. As far as school going and studying, and about studying people, you should definitely do. If you have a TA in your class, definitely go to their sessions and take advantage of that, or go to the library. Use the library, because the library has a lot of resources that most of us don't know about. And then when I came here, I had a laptop, but I had a problem with it, so I didn't have a laptop for maybe 2 years. Then I found out the college that I was in basically let you borrow laptops and all kinds of stuff for the whole entire semester. So I went without a laptop after I found out about that. So I've always had, and then they give you good laptops, like they give you MacBook and MacBook Airs at UTSA, so that's a good thing. And then if you need a project, if you have a project, you can borrow cameras, laptops, everything, calculators you need. The school has it, and it's crazy because you would never think that. Joint study groups, they're really important. And then, like I said, go to school functions, because you want to enjoy what's out there. They have people to come to UTSA as far as artists, poets, all kinds of stuff. We have concerts. There's a lot of things that goes on. Just check around. There's flyers everywhere. So do that. Definitely don't be a Debbie Downer or anti-social person. At least get out there and have some fun a little bit. And also, as as far as people joining Greeks and any kind of sports, I just think that don't let it become everything. Don't get wrapped up in that life, and then lose your old friends and lose who you are. Because I know a lot of people who become Greek and they lose who they are, or they just whatever organization they join. That's what life is all about. And to your old friends, it's kind of annoying because you were somebody else before you joined this kind of organization. So don't let it make you. Let the organization help you to be a better person, but don't go around thinking that you are somebody else. You know, I don't know how to explain it, but just don't let it get to your head. And you got into this organization because, you know, of your grade wise. You worked hard to get into these organizations. So make sure you keep up the good work after you join them. Because a lot of people, they join it they just get the grades to join these organizations, and they end up like bringing the organization down because of their grades, because they're partying too much and they just want to live up to the name that they have now. So yeah, don't do that. And just surround yourself around people that you know that at the end of the day, these people have your back and that they can help you in school and outside of school. So anybody that could benefit you, I'm not saying use people, but I mean, we're all here for common goals to become successful. So surround yourself with positive people who aren't gonna like bring you down, or who want to see you have success in life. So all my friends are people who actually they want to be somebody in life, and then they really work hard to get the grades that they have, and they know that this is just the first stage, and this is stage 2, and then and so forth. So I just surrounded myself with good people who cared about school, who wanted to just get here and get out. So it's really good to have a good group of people who can motivate you to graduate. But at the end of the day, it's all of you. You know, you the one who put in the work. College is for you. You came here. You're spending your money to go here. So make the best of it. Don't play around. Have fun, but make sure you graduate. That's it. Another important fact about college is registration and having an email. Because most of us, the schools give us emails, but most of us don't use them because we already have our own personal email. So you should link your personal email to your school like dashboard or Blackboard, which is what we use at UTSA. So you can get emails from your teachers about assignments or any changes, or when you have to register for classes. And registration is a big deal because at UTSA they go by your hours. So if you have a certain hour, like say if you're a freshman, I don't know how many hours that is, but basically it's not a lot. I think it's like you have maybe 20 hours. I'm not sure. I forgot. I've been a freshman a long time. Basically, freshmen are the last to register for classes. So seniors are lucky because you get to register and you get to wake up register like a week in advance, and you wake up early. UTSA opens up the registration at around 7 o'clock, I think, in the morning. So you have to set up your alarm clock for that. And that's another thing in college. Alarm clocks are very important. They're essential to college. So I have about 5 alarm clocks because it's really hard for me to wake up in the morning. I'm not a morning person, but I've become one being in college. So your alarm clocks have all sorts. Have an actual alarm clock and then one on your phone to wake you up. So basically, you're going to set up an alarm clock for registration and register for the classes because they go by like this. Like, you register for a class, you look at the enrollment and 100 seats available. By the time you click to enroll in class, there's only maybe 25 seats available. So it goes by so fast. And if you're a freshman, I feel sorry for you because if the classes are, the seats are all gone, you can't get in that class for that semester. You might need that, So you have to take the class in the spring or maybe the following fall. So yeah, registration. Just make sure you already know what you want to get into. So go see your advisor, and talk to your advisor, if it's a lady or a man, and just let them know they know what your major is already, but basically what classes you should take for the following semester, and have that down already written down. So when you need it, you can just have it right next to you when you register for your classes, and get the Q numbers for these classes. Course numbers. I'm sorry. So that you can just put it in there and you're set to go. So registration is very important because you'll basically get to graduate, to basically finish faster because you're taking the classes that you need instead of just wasting time taking the class you don't need, just to fill the gap in your schedule. Another thing, like I said, emails are essential too because it lets you know what's going on in class, and it keeps you updated with your professors and what stuff that are going on campus. Also with the police department, they email us all the time. If you set it up to the point where you can get a text message, an email about whatever's going on campus, you never know, there could be something tragic going on campus, and you get an email or telling you not to come to school or just be careful because something is going on. So, we are the .com generation. So we all have our phones on us. So make sure everything is synced or linked. That's all I can say.
Hi, my name is is Tony. I'm a fifth-year senior at UTSA. I'm a major in American Studies, and I plan to graduate in May of 2014.
Okay, so what do you feel about textbooks? What's your best advice about textbooks in college?
The best thing I learned in college about textbooks is about Amazon Prime. There's an Amazon Student Prime where you get it for free for 6 months. And then after your 6 months, I believe I paid something about $41. And for what I purchased, you get instant videos, which is nice when you have downtime to watch. But if you don't, you also get for your textbooks that you're needing 2-day shipping for free. It's not really for free because you're paying for their services of what's called Amazon Prime, but at the same time, to me, what you're paying for, you're getting instant notification that you're going to have a book that you need within 2 business days. That's very essential to me because even though they're not the cheapest book that's available, but it's key to know when you didn't order your books at the beginning of the semester and you need a book by Wednesday, you can get it by Tuesday.
When you register for classes, what is important to you when it comes to registration as far as picking classes?
Knowing when you're a morning person and a night person in college is very important. I know that I do better when I have morning classes. I do better going to school in the morning, getting out by about noon, going to work until about 6, and then I come home and do my homework. Versus when I have tried going to work in the morning and going to school in the evening, I tended to skip my classes more because I'm not as focused in the evening as I am in the morning. And as well as I noticed that my grades were much better when I took morning classes.
And as far as befriending classmates, what do you think about that?
Knowing people that are in your major keep you in line with your projects, and as well as what professors to take, what professors not to take, what books you need. They're just really helpful in getting you on the right track through college.
How do you feel about advisors in college?
Advising is very important in college. I'm a transfer student, so getting to know an advisor is very important. They help you know what classes I've transferred over and what classes you need to take. My key to transfer students is after the semester, your first semester at a new university, go back and talk to your advisor. See if there's any other classes that may or may not have transferred over. I did not do that, and after my year at a university, I took classes that I didn't need to take because I did not know that my advising had petitioned. I didn't know my advisor had petitioned for some of the classes that had transferred. Essentially didn't transfer, and then she petitioned for them to count in my degree plan.
So what was the essential tool that you used in college or while you were in college?
My essential tool in life is my planner. I used to have a daily planner, and now I use a calendar on my phone. It helps me keep track of my work, my school life, my social events, my homework when I have time to do my homework. It tells me where I need to be and what I need to bring with me. My planner is pretty much my brain. It helps me remember the things that I need to remember when I need to remember them.
Hi, my name is Kirsten Williams. I'm a senior here at UTSA. I'm an education major. My specialization is EC through 6, and I'll be graduating May of 2014, and I'm so excited to graduate.
Okay, Kirsten, what made you choose UTSA?
I chose UTSA because I came here for a dance competition when I was in middle school. I fell in love with the campus. It was so big, it was so pretty, and then it was actually really small, but I was small, so it just appeared to be bigger. They had a theme park close by, they had the mall close by. It was just a really great side of town to be on, and it was just a really pretty campus, and I couldn't wait to come back.
Go.
I really loved my first year at UTSA. I chose to live on campus with some girls that I went to high school with. So it was really awesome to be able to kind of transition with those girls from high school to kind of growing up and going to college. And UTSA held tons of events for us to really make us feel welcome in UTSA and really helped us understand, this transition we're making and how to best go about it. You know, they held tons of events, social events, and events to get you prepared to manage your time better, manage your money better, prioritize, you know, your life. It was a really great way to really kick off my college career. I loved it. You know, there were a lot of perks to it. The cafe was great, having the laundry facilities on campus. You're really convenient to your classes. But one of the downsides to it is that you don't really have that freedom that you really want.
How do you feel that you've grown mentally, physically, and spiritually?
Okay, so I've grown a lot at UTSA. Mentally, I've grown enormously. You know, you come into college and you have that know-it-all mentality, and college really humbles you. It shows you that life is full of challenges, it's full of ups and downs. You encounter people, you know, you gain friends, you lose friends, you know, you struggle, and it's a really great way to grow as a person and appreciate the things you obtain and learn from college. Spiritually, I grew because I learned to have more faith in myself, my family, my religion, my faith. It was just a really great way for me to see that it's important to value those things that are important to you. College shows you that, you know, the smallest thing does matter, the smallest amount of money, you know, the smallest amount of appreciation shown or gratitude. It all makes a real difference in how your college experience goes and how you live out the rest of your 4 years here at UTSA.
And can you talk to me a little bit about living on campus versus living off campus?
Of course. I loved living on campus. It was great. It was really, really fun. There's always people around. You're convenient to campus. You have the cafe right there, so when you're hungry, there's a prepared meal, you know, waiting for you. And it's great. You know, you're on campus, you're around everybody, and it's a really good experience. They have social events, so you feel as if you're mingling more. But I really did enjoy my experiences off campus as well. You know, it was a little more freedom. You know, you don't have a resident assistant, which is one of the things you lose that is definitely a perk of on-campus housing. You know, there's resident assistants or kind of your parents. You know, they don't tell you what to do, but they're definitely there for you in case you ever need anything. I know for me, I can give an example. There was a bat on my doorstep. Yes, weird enough, UTSA, there was a bat on my doorstep, and my RA literally saved the day. Me and my roommates, 3 other girls, were freaking out, and he came with a broom and swept him away, and it made me feel that much better. So that is one thing you lose out on with off-campus housing, but you get more bang for your buck, in my opinion. You get, you know, the wash and dryers in your unit, you get a full kitchen, your rooms are big, you get a queen bed. You know, depending on what priorities are important to you, if you're choosing on-campus or off-campus housing, those are some things you should take into consideration.
And for me, a planner is essential. What is essential to you throughout UTSA?
Throughout my experience at UTSA, I found a few things to be essential. So always having a planner is definitely a priority. You know, to-do lists are really good for me. I keep track of everything I do. For me, learning to prioritize myself involves writing it down because I will forget. A lot of times on campus, if you go to your academic advisors or academic coaching to get, you know, assistance with getting through the college process, they'll suggest that you do use some form of planner or way to track your progress or keep track of the things you need to do. It'll keep you prepared and it'll keep you on top of everything so you don't fall behind, which is one thing you don't want to do in college. Something else that was essential to me was always having rainy day money. Even if it was only $5, you know, things come up unexpectedly in college. You know, a car issue here, or you need a book, or you need to go run into a presentation and you need to buy some system in order to do it. You want to always have those funds available if you can to make sure that you can do what needs to be done at that precise time.
So talking about money, can you talk to me about any struggles or things that you're glad that you did that have helped you in college?
Yeah, college is very expensive. You will be broke a lot, but the long run is way more lucrative and important than, you know, short term not having enough money to go out. You know, your degree is something that no one will ever be able to take away from you, and that education is as valuable as it comes, you know, and it's something that you kind of want to, not to say go into debt for, but it's not a bad thing to go into debt for. It's not credit card debt because you went in shopping and went crazy. You know, it's debt because you followed your dream and now you're going to be able to go on and hopefully inspire other people's lives. For me, I found it efficient to get all my finances together and make sure that I'm prioritizing everything, getting my bills paid first and leaving everything else for last. Like I said, if you go to academic coaching, they'll give you a calculator and it'll actually keep track of how you're doing your spending, and it's a really great way to help you save. You know, one thing you do want to do is always make sure you have a little bit of money for school. You know, it's expensive. Loans are options. You can go through financial aid. You know, UTSA is really great about making sure that you can get help, whatever that help might be, if it's scholarship, if it's grant money, if it's, through a specific department. UTSA will sit down with you and do whatever it takes to make sure that if you want to go to school, that you can pass.
Anything last things you'd like to add?
Go Rollers.